Okay, we're gonna have some fun today, people. Fun in a way that maybe it isn't funny, but fun anyway. Hold on. Excuse me. Anyway, guys, so here we are. We made it through the week. Freak show, absolute freak show. We couldn't even squeeze out a game for the S&P 500 today after yesterday's historic news. This deal with the UK. My goodness. Excuse me. The deal that isn't. We have a lot to talk about. Anyway, so as I said, Friday, May 9th here, we made it through the week. It's another day in the freak show, and it just keeps getting freakier. Now, here's the situation. Hey, Hippie Josh Temple, thank you for letting me know. I forgot to ask. There are some people that just don't want to hear the truth, and this particular video is going to be one of them. People don't want to accept the fact that they're being lied to, deceived, told to look over here, don't look over there, the distractions, all the stuff that you and I have been covering for like 1,000 years. Well, here we are right now, and it's a pretty incredible situation to see. I mean, right before our eyes, pretty much everything that we said is happening. So let's just cut through. I want to show you one piece of economic news, and I want to bring something to your attention that all of you can use. It's actually free. Mitch, thank you. I got all your stuff, bro, right over here. Thank you so much. Anyway, guys, so this is not a surprise to anyone that follows this blog. It's exactly what you would expect to see, what you and I said would happen. But I want to just bring it to your attention to just show everyone here that if you had any doubt that we are not directly over the target, well, here we go again. So this is directly out of the mouth of the freaking freak show of freak shows. And I'm talking about the Federal Reserve. They keep statistics of all of this stuff. Why? So they can see how much they're causing us all to suffer. Fed. Consumer expectations deteriorate sharply in wake of tariffs. Let me say something about this. These tariffs issue is a tax. We all know that. Let's all admit, no matter what side of the aisle that they put you on, whatever color chain that they have around your neck, understand that's all it is. I've been telling you guys, forget about picking this side or that side. Choose your own side for yourself, for us, for we, the people, for truth. But whatever chain you decided to wear, okay, you have to understand that this whole thing with tariffs here, yes, it's a tax. Yes, we were lied to. It's not paid by nations. There are so many people that still believe the tariffs are paid by China. The tariffs are paid by Canada. The tariffs are paid by, like, the nation pays it. No, the nation doesn't pay it. Importers and exporters do. It's paid by the people in the form of a tax, period. But again, so what this really comes down to is not the fact that this is really just about tariffs here, because that's what the Fed has to use as a deceptive tool. Now, it's interesting how Trump doesn't actually call this out, because he can't say it's because the dollar is falling off of a cliff, because he himself, out of his own mouth, is screaming, we need a weaker dollar. We need a weaker dollar. You see, President Trump, if he had any guts at all, if he wasn't a gutless, spineless, I don't even want to say a worm, because a worm is a creation by God the Father here. He's not even a worm. He's some kind of less than worthy of anything, okay, when you refer him to something that God has created here, because that's a thing. They're all things. They're inhuman. Okay, they don't have a human quality, because again, President Trump, let's give him credit where credit is deserved. President Trump does have the guts to say something. You want to hear what it is? He comes out straight in your face and says, we need lower rates. We need a weaker dollar. And people just sit there and they take it like a backhand across the face. And then he goes out yesterday and says, absolutely. What would it mean if the Federal Reserve were to cut rates? It would be jet fuel. His words, jet fuel for the stock market. Of course it would. Because again, what does it do? When rates are artificially suppressed, opens up that doorway for cash to make its way into the stock market. killing the dollar makes everything more expensive, even shares of stock. The illusion of the ballooning market on the back of a weaker dollar. But you see, he can't tell you that. The man went to Wharton Business School, right? Or at least that's what he said. But yet he doesn't know what the two fundamental truths with finance and economics are. You want me to repeat it again for the new people here? Okay. To have a strong economy, you need a strong currency. He doesn't seem to remember that one. To have a strong currency, you need a corresponding rate of interest high enough to support the purchasing power of the currency. He forgot that one too. But this is fundamental economics and finance 101. But you see, he thinks that you don't know that because, well, he wasn't counting on a guy like me getting an audience large enough to where I can get this stuff out there. No. You see, he didn't think about Greg Mannarino, nor did he think about you. So anyway, we have very few people here right now, but that's okay. You're the guys and girls who I count on to get this stuff out to comment. Anyway, so let's go over this information here about this deception here. So this is the Federal Reserve. This is not Greg Mannarino. I am reading it. All right. Americans have a bleak outlook, really, about their financial futures. Who would have guessed that one here? A new Federal Reserve data shows the latest edition of the Federal Reserve Bank of New York survey of consumer expectations showed that households have lowered their expectations for both wage growth and finding employment. Households also expect, are you ready for this one? Lower income growth over the next year, and their perceptions about both their current financial situation and their outlook for their financial situation 1 year from now has deteriorated sharply. This is the Federal Reserve. They track this stuff to make fun of you, to make fun of me, to make fun of all of us. They do not have our best interest in mind here. But $1.32 trillion spending bills, just what the Fed orders here, because we don't have that cash. We're running $1 to $2 trillion deficits every quarter, and now we got a $1.32 trillion spending bill, which, well, where's that cash come from? We don't have it. Hey, Powell, listen, dude, I called you a moron. That was just for public show. It's all theater. You know that. Yeah. Listen, I need another 1.32 trillion to you just create out of nothing. You think you can work that out? Of course. Oh yeah, I'll be kissing your ass a little bit more. How much more? Okay, I'll do it. I mean, come on, man. I mean, that's exactly what's going on here. Now, I want to bring something to your attention here. You can create, you see this here? You can create charts just by putting data in. I created this chart using their own data. Now, let me tell you the data that I used. All their own data. And I'm going to go over this chart real quick. So this is the data that I used. This is, all right. It goes back to the last quarter of last year to right up to where we are right now with regard to the current administration. So right from Bidenstein, the mummy creature thing, vomitous mass puke that it was, to the vomitous mass puke creature that we have now. Okay. So Q4 24, real GDP, this is what they're saying, grew at an annual rate of 2.3. Okay. Down from Q3 2024. Now, where we are, this says now real GDP has decreased at an annual rate of 0.3%, primarily due to blah, 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 blah. Now, we already found out by their own numbers that GDP is negative. We have now fallen, but we're making everything fantastic right now. The Congressional Budget Office projects GDP growth to be around 2.2% for the year. Meanwhile, we just dropped negative. So the Congressional Budget Office projection is obviously wrong. Okay. Cost of living and inflation, the CPI. I'm using their numbers here. For the first 12 months ending March 2025, all items, the CPI, Consumer Price Index, rose by 2.4%. Food prices, the food index increased by 3%. Shelter costs rose by 4%. The only decrease was in energy. The energy index decreased by 3.3%. Now, I put all that data in, and this is the chart that came up. This shows GDP cratering, now a negative. You see, we were positive, now we are negative. This is the cost of living, even with energy dropping. You see, you're not allowed to see this stuff. So what did this chart say? GDP growth is falling sharply, turning negative. Meanwhile, the cost of living continues to rise, especially food and shelter. So energy cost, a promise made, a promise kept. How's that helping you out here? It isn't helping you at all, is it? Yeah, I didn't think so. But again, we can use their own words, their own data. This is their numbers, not mine. I didn't make any of this stuff up. Look at that. How's that look, Toya? Real good here? Yeah. First 100 days, we're winning. We've won nothing. Let's move forward here. Now, let's talk about some lovely things here. So this is now going on, I don't know, a week and a half. The lick nut deal. I have a deal. It's done. This is Fortune here. Fortune? Okay. That was fake. That was floated out to put a little boost under the stock market as it was dropping. The Dow Jones Industrial Average put on almost 600 points on the back of that fake news. Okay, floated out. There's no deal. Nothing. Never was. They just floated it out there. Now, yesterday, I put this out for you. I exposed the whole thing. The deal that isn't. This US-UK deal, it is not a deal. Tariffs remain. Countermeasures remain, all kinds of things. You want to know what's going on with this? It's in your inbox right now. You all know that. And the market, what did the market do yesterday? Think of this. It's insane. Not only did we get this historic deal, okay, when the market was not responding to the historic deal news, the market wasn't going anywhere. We barely had any gains. Then President Trump came out and said, buy stocks now, because the fake deal, the deal that isn't, the UK-US trade deal, okay, that wasn't enough to push the market up. So we had to go out there and say, okay, buy stocks now. Even with that, the S&P 500 and the Dow Jones Industrial Average barely moved, not even 1% higher. The NASDAQ got a little boost, about 1% higher. Now, there was no follow-through today. Dow actually fell. S&P completely flattened. NASDAQ. Now, let's just say, let's have some more fun here. Let's say you took President Trump's advice and you said, you know what, I'm going to buy stocks now. So you went out, you thought you were all kind of cool and fancy, and you bought calls on the S&P 500 expiring 2 weeks from today. Even though the S&P 500 barely moved, you lost money. Okay, yes, it's called time decay. When you buy an option, it's like an ice cube sitting out there in the sun. Even if the market doesn't move, if it stays flat, God forbid, drops, you lose. If the asset doesn't move very fast with those fancy call options you bought on the S&P 500, you still lose. How does that make you feel? Did you take the man's advice even after I showed you the chart yesterday and this morning? It was just fake propaganda to stop the bleeding in the market. Let's move forward here. Look at how they're already setting this up. Trump floats out 80% tariff on China. And here's why that level can sink this weekend's talks. There are no talks. Okay, China even said it. There are no talks. Now, let me show you. I wrote this up. How do we know this is fake news? What I just showed you, that this is just political theater. Well, I outlined it all here for you. It's in your inbox as well. Let's talk about political theater and fake news. President Trump blames everyone for fake news. Meanwhile, the one who speaks the loudest about anything generally, that's the one propagandizing. This is all propaganda, from Licknut to the fake deal yesterday, to buy stocks now. People lost money. Whoever bought calls on the S&P 500, I don't care where you bought them, in the money, out of the money, whatever it might have been, wasn't a good day for you. And it's more than likely not going to be moving forward. But anyway, that's okay. We're going to have even more fun towards the end of this. But anyway, so this whole thing with China, absolute fake news. Let's do this together. U.S.-China trade talks this weekend. Really, it's fake news. Now, why would Greg be saying that? Oh, okay, no details, no agenda, no delegation list. If these talks were real and they were actually planned, we would be seeing prep meetings or briefings. We'd be hearing from the trade reps, but we're not. Sound about right to you? Okay. Why more fake trade talk news with China? It's a distraction from bigger issues. As usual, debt markets are unstable. Inflation remains sticky. Oh, you got to love that word. So I thought it was temporary and transitory. Well, what better way to shift attention away from all that than a shiny, Chinese talks narrative? We've seen this play before, my lions here. Breakthroughs that just never materialize, like lick nut. And of course, the deal that isn't from yesterday, and they never materialized. The truth, U.S.-China relations are fundamentally broken. So far, do you think I got it right? Let's move forward. This is really about optics and political theater. They need to prop up the markets big time, distract from internal weakness, and it's falling apart from the inside. A free fall economy, a dollar purchasing power also in free fall, and a slowdown and from trying to stop the panic of what's going on here. So float out into the fake story. Why not? The people will believe anything. It's all fake news. Now, this story here, does this sound fake to you? I bet it doesn't. So I get this comment here from a guy named Ed. You got to love these people. The only three letters that they know, the most important three letters are these: TDS, TDS, TDS. Go ahead, make it up. Lions, these haters of truth and free speech, they got nothing. Just three letters, which they repeat over and over and over like trained parrots. Yeah, have a look at Ed here below. We're going to go over this. Trying to use his parrot training, TDS, 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 as a psychological muzzle against free speech, free thought, and against freedom. It's control by contradiction. It's an incredible thing. You can't make it up. Let's see here. So Ed writes, TD Ed, this is again on this article, the one I just showed you about the fake thing. He can't handle that I exposed this. No, he can't handle it because Trump is the greatest. He writes to me, TDS running wild again today. Greg, you really need to get your news from some other sources. And I wrote here, Ed, you and your fellow haters of truth and free speech, but go on, please, so we can all laugh at you. TDS, it's all you got, huh? At least try to be unique, creative, anything. But just like a parrot, TDS, 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 oh, it's just too freaking hysterical. No substance, requires no IQ. Just repeat, repeat, repeat. I have to ask you, Ed, and I'm calling you out, Edward, Ed. Not my Edward. Remember my Edward, the real hero? This Ed is brain dead. Did you have to work at being like this? Or did it just come naturally? I'm curious. It's all they got. Three letters. And they adhere to it like it's gospel truth. Low blood pressure. Good for you, man. I shorted. It's fantastic. You gotta love this stuff. You gotta love it. Oh man, I tell you. Anyway, Magic Mika, you're awesome. Anyway, guys, look. Do you think that they're done lying to us about fake trade deals, about things that will never happen? You think this is the last we've seen of Licknut? You see, because Licknut here, because of that lie, I mean, everyone knows it was a lie, but there's no accountability. Licknut's gonna have to hide in the shadows for a little bit. He's hiding. He's hiding right now. Can't come out. I can't come out right now because I have to hide because I'm a liar. See what I'm talking about? And after people forget, because people forget real quick. Then they'll float him out. I have another deal. It's done. It's a done deal. It's done. Sammy, thank you. How do I look like this? Better or worse? Tell me the truth. You can be honest. Anyway, guys. Does Greg have too much fun here? I know it's freaking hot in here. Woo! I don't know why I'm so freaking hot right now. Anyway, look, it is lava. It is. It's a game show. Everyone here, please, please, please subscribe to Lava. Forget about Greg Mannarino. Turn him off. Unsubscribe from me and subscribe to Lava, because that's just the way. It's just exactly what you should do. It's the truth, Mummy man. The Mummy. Greg, don't talk about me anymore. Talking about Mr. Bidenstein himself, the creature, the other thing, non-human entity. They're all non-human. They all serve the same central bank. You know that, right? But they're different. They're different, Greg. You have to remember that they're all different, and they're crushing us into obscurity. You can't make it up. Yeah, the shadow from the ceiling fan, but I don't feel it. Something definitely going on here. Something going on here. Lick nuts. Yeah. All right, guys, listen. Now, before we part ways, just a little bit. Let me tell you something real quick. I'm just going to let the cat out of the bag here. Should I do it? Yeah, okay. I'm working with a friend of mine. Jonathan, thank you. Yeah, maybe Greg's a little goofy too. I'm working with a friend of mine here to bring something else to light, which I'm gonna try. Basically, what's happening is he's making these short videos for me, basically, or for himself. What he's doing is taking basically some truth concepts, and he's putting this together with the hope, I guess, that we're gonna put these out every Saturday for you. And I don't know if this is gonna be tomorrow. It might be, depending if he finishes the video or not. But anyway, I think it's gonna be pretty cool if he gets it done. And I've already seen some of his work. It's pretty freaking good. I don't know how he creates these things, but it's neat. Anyway, that's kind of it. And hopefully I'll get that out to you guys and goes tomorrow. No promises with that. That's kind of it, guys. Listen, so what we're going to do, you and me, we're going to just part for a little bit here. Oh, you're talking about the Modern over there. It's over there. I got a bass over there. I got stuff all over this freaking office here. Oh, yeah, that's a nice guitar over there. It's all beat up, but I think that makes it kind of cool. I like the beat up look on these kind of things here. Dollar crashed this year. The dollar's crashing right now, man. They're destroying us all. How do we know the dollar crash is happening? Well, look at the cost of living. How about better yet? Look at what's happening here, people. This is a really good question. Richard, thank you. Wow. This is what's happening to gross domestic product. It is literally now fallen in the negative. Negative. We have negative GDP despite epic government spending. I want you to think about what I'm saying. And that epic government spending, every single dollar of it is dollar purchasing power negative. Henceforth, why? A $1.32 trillion spending bill. Okay. Even with that, we are going to see this deteriorate further. They're allowing us to know, again, the blue here. All right. And this is a chart I created. You can create charts too, right here. You just got to put in the data and it makes a nice little chart for you. It's the coolest thing ever. It's the coolest freaking thing ever. For you guys that want to make charts about anything, or if you just want to have a little fun and, I don't know, make charts just for kicks, you can put in data and it'll make a chart for you. So here we have GDP. I mean, this is their own numbers, guys. This is not stuff that I'm making up. This is right out of President Trump's administration, right out of the Federal Reserve. I mean, they don't even hide it. Their own numbers, and their own numbers are all fake. Imagine if I put in what the real numbers were. So this is what they want you to know. This is where GDP is going, and this is where the cost of living is going here. Okay, what does this actually tell us here? The dollar is dying. The dollar is dying. The dollar is crashing. The Federal Reserve, colluding with world leaders now, or here in the United States, puppet presidents here, are working diligently to destroy the dollar here. We're becoming the crypto capital of the world. We're adding Bitcoin to our strategic reserves. We're not adding gold, although China's adding tons of it. Tons and tons of gold. We're adding Bitcoin. President Trump's idea? I don't know. Some of you actually seem to like this. Me? I don't like it at all. Okay, gold should be revalued. Let's all say that. Gold should be revalued. But what President Trump wants to do is revalue it to spot price, around $3,000. How does that help you and me? It really doesn't, because I already know what 1 ounce is worth. Okay, so right now the U.S. Treasury, by statute, it's insane, $42.22 per ounce. Okay, Trump is saying, well, hold on a minute. We have trillions of dollars in wealth. They rushed over to Fort Knox to see if the gold was there. Remember that whole thing that people forgot about? Oh, yeah, the gold is there, may not be there. Trump goes, maybe me and Elon, his little sidekick, or should I say Elon's actually, I don't know what he is. He's some kind of other creature. But the two creatures were going to rush over to Fort Knox and see if the gold was even there. That's how important it was. But they didn't go. They didn't go. Okay. But President Trump, what he wants to do is revalue gold to spot price. Take the difference, $42, $3,000. Take that difference. And what does he want to do? Does he want to go out there and buy gold and silver and add it to the strategic reserves? No. He wants to buy Bitcoin. He wants to buy Bitcoin. What do you think? What's on my nose? He wants to buy Bitcoin. Don't I look like the creature? Twilight Zone. Remember the Twilight Zone episode with those people? Didn't it look like that? Man, I don't need a drug to be happy, man. Cocaine. I don't need a drug. Lava, you ever see that episode? There's some episode of Twilight Zone. The people look like this. The doctors and the nurses. Yeah, they look like that. They really do. Ronix! Ronick, I thought you were leaving us, buddy. I'm glad to see you back. Ronick said he was leaving us. You remember Ronick said he was leaving us? But he couldn't stay away. Ronick, you know what? Let me tell you something, buddy. I'm glad you're here. I really am. I'm happy that you're here. We're all happy you're here. Big noses. Guys, you know I'm having fun, man. You got to have something. Kevin Bacon? Oh, my God. Pat, you remember that episode? Yeah, it was a good one, man. That was a good one. But even lions have to have some fun once in a while, right? All right, guys. You know what time it is? Time to bring it in. Bring it in, guys. Bring it in. You ready? Let's do this together. All of us. All of us here. Let's rock the world with this one. Are you ready? Love each other. Care about each other. Be charitable to each other, people. We can change the freaking world, man. You and I can change this freaking world. Yes, Jonathan, it is so undervalued. It's not even funny, but thank you. So, guys, listen, you're going to see me on Sunday for my markets to look ahead. We're going to have all kinds of fun. And look, I don't want to see anybody lose money here. We don't. And for those people that did buy calls, however you bought them, in the money, out of the money, whatever, you're losing money here. Time decay, especially if you bought, just a couple of weeks out here, buy stocks now. The chances are you're not going to do too well here. But I hope I'm wrong. Maybe some miraculous thing will be floated out on the weekend or maybe on Monday. And there'll be another deal that isn't. And I can promise you I'll expose the whole thing. I'll tell you what it is, what's going on here, because it's all out there. We live in a world where information is available like this. So I hope you guys and girls, do well in this market. I don't want to see anybody lose. But when guys and girls jump on the bandwagon thinking that, okay, Trump is going to pump the market and you're hoping it's going to put a few dollars in your pocket. Well, if you made a few dollars like that, I hope you would take a portion of it and donate that to a charity that you believe in, at least support people. We got to take care of each other. Anyway, that's kind of it, guys. That's kind of where we're at. All right. Love you. Please enjoy your weekend. Enjoy the rest of your day here tomorrow. Enjoy your Mother's Day, okay? To you mommies out here, congratulations here. My mom is spiritually dead, so I don't celebrate that. Even though she's a walking, I hate to say this, zombie, but she is spiritually dead, and I will share that truth with all of you right here. It's unfortunate, but that's just the way it is sometimes in life. That's all, everybody. All right. I'll see you Sunday, as I said. Take it easy.